Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to work in Logic Pro X and using the drummer track, a very cool feature. So of course you have software instruments and you can load up drum kits, but the drummer track has just so many easy features and very handy, especially if you're a songwriter or you're looking for a really cool way to add drums to your track very easily. First up, we're going to just press drummer in the tracks and choose a genre. I think I'll just choose rock just for this one. I can say open library when it opens up to us, so we can just have some extra little features. Press create. Library over here on the left hand side opens up. Now in the rock genre we have a choice of a bunch of different types of styles through Logic's in their infinite wisdom have named them Kyle, Logan, Anders, Max, Jesse, Ian. So it's just, I suppose it's just easier for you to find. So if I choose something like funk rock, that seems to be something pretty cool. You notice that the drummer track up here is changing every time. Now what you're seeing up there is sort of a mixture between MIDI and audio. So it's trying to show you a sort of representation of how that would be playing. Let's just loop that one section and press play. Have a listen. So go to Kyle, pop rock. Now you can see also that down the bottom here we have the drummer's control panel. Very easy to tweak. So if I was to choose Kyle's pop rock, I could choose to push this little joystick forward for louder or down for softer, simple for left, and complex on the right. So it's really a simple balance between, and of course you've got so many combinations. So let's just leave it, say, right in the middle, a little loud. Now notice how it starts off with a crash cymbal. And this object up here is 8 bars. As a default, it's just popped in 8 bars of drums. Now, these little representations on every 4 bars, this one over here is a drum fill and that one's a crash. So down here on my little knob here, I can turn the fills down to nothing and none of those will appear, or I can turn it right up and they'll be bigger fills and more often. So it's always pretty cool to have a little bit of a fill on there, and I'll show you why soon. So just pretend that this is the intro of my song that I've just written, and I've just searched through, I've changed my tempo, and of course because this is using a software drum kit, it's going to keep time. It's going to be very flexible with my tempo, so I might be able to just change it here to suit my style. Okay, I'll just have a click on the drum kit itself down here, and I can swap out some of these instruments. So if I go you like that sort of tight kit, the higher pitch snare there, which of course you can change the gain, the tune, sounds pretty good. You can choose to edit, turn down your cymbals, dampen them. So I think it's all pretty good. There are some extra little features down here as well with your mapping. So if you're inputting drums through your keyboard, in general MIDI, you can use your mod wheel to control the hi-hat opening. That's very pretty cool. Or a V drum, a lot of people have V drums, so you can change your input mapping to suit. And because it has some percussion, because remember drum tracks don't have to be just drummers. You can choose to open up, I'll open up another drummer track underneath And over here, I'll change it to percussion and choose one of the percussion players. So this guy here, I'll just solo it. This guy here plays percussion. Now to me, that's probably a little bit busy. So let's go simple, take off a few things, say cowbell and a tambourine is enough. Don't need any fills. Maybe a little bit more. Let's have a listen in context. That's great. So you can have a percussion player and a drummer right beside each other. These are totally flexible. So remember, this is the intro to my song. I think it should only be, say, 4 bars. I grab the edger and just bring it back to 4 bars. See a little plus sign appears on the side. So you want to add another one. It will add one exactly the same. Default 8 bars here. So just say there's my intro, 4 bars. This one here is my verse. So let's pull it down to soft and leave the drum fill on. I'll still keep percussion. I'll take maybe my, just leave shaker. And I'm just, you know. So there's my verse. Got a drum fill at the end. I'll just turn the fill on, press plus, and let's make this the chorus. Let's push up the loud button. Go back to our cowbell style here. Remember, I can drag and drop these, so I can grab that and drag it over because, you know, I like the way that that one was set with its cowbell, and into chorus. So you want chorus to be, it's got a crash in the middle there. Maybe you want 2 of those. Select, drag and drop. Call that chorus. I can even color these if I like. Just bring up my little color palette. Just so I can identify them. So then I know I'm going to go back to verse again. See how easy that is. So to configure a drum track, and remember, it's not so random either. I mean, you can hear a drum pattern going dun 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 dun. Now that can follow a bass line. If you choose to put in, say, a software instrument, we'll just put a quick bass sound here. Bass, picked bass. Just go to my keyboard here. Let's put in a little bit of, so I'll put in a bass line. Now if I'm going to put in a bass line, normally the bass guitar and the kick drum sort of syncopate a bit. So if I want the kick drum to follow my bass line, I just input my bass line. Say if I want it to go, let's go back here. Quantize him. So if that is the basic rhythm of my bass, forgive my crappy programming there, you can just choose on your drum track, just down here next to the kick drum where it says kick and snare, the follow button, and choose what track. It normally just defaults on the next track. Notice the kick drums have changed. Okay, and that has happened throughout the whole song. So of course, as your bass line changes, the drums will, the kick drum will syncopate different. Now that will work with audio as well. Play in an actual bass guitar and it will follow you doing its best. Look, you know, this is really amazing stuff. I think that you could build a song very quickly using the drummer and the percussionist track. Even if you're just using percussion on top of real drums, remember, that also is a very cool way to, when you're feeding a click track to a drummer, why not put a little bit of percussion in their ears as well, just to give it a bit of groove, bit of cowbell, just playing along, because it'll just help them relax a little bit more with the click. So very handy features. I hope that this has helped you understand the drummer track and using it. If there's any questions, of course, just drop me a line and I'm sure to help out. I hope you like my stuff. Subscribe if you do, and I'll see you next time.